Now, Bitcoin has topped today, this week. Major warning right now, October 6th, this on the Monday, Bitcoin has topped, historical top, right? Going to the bear market now. Do you agree with this? Let me show you exact evidence why this is happening. Look at this, right? 35 weeks, right? Exactly 165 days. This was the top in 2017. This was the top exactly, once again, 35 weeks, 166 days, exactly 2021 top. And now this has been, once again, 35 days, 165 days. And here we are at 125K, right? Hit literally 125K today. That's the top, if you were to believe in this theory. But am I just, fishing for something? Well, I'll show you guys another one. How about this? If we use the Bitcoin price halvings, right? Bitcoin price movements after the halving. We all know this. 4-year cycle. It ends this week. Let me show you guys, right? So here, this was the 2017 top, right? This is the period, roughly about 550 days after, give or take, left or right, 15 days. Around 550 days after the halving. This was the 2017 top. This was the 2021 top. Also, 550 days or so after 530 to 550 days after the halving. Bitcoin also topped exactly at 69K. And now guess where we are now? We're right there. 550 days in. Is Bitcoin going to top today? Is Bitcoin going to top this week? Right? What do we think? Let me show you guys all the evidence. These are two compelling charts, but there are other charts I'm going to show you guys today. Right? That's not the only one. There are other charts that says maybe things are slightly different. We're going to look at some of the stocks as well, right? Some of the stocks, Bitcoin, it's not the only chart we're going to rely ourselves upon. So let's get straight into today's episode. It's going to be a big one. Obviously, the talk of the town is that Bitcoin has made new all-time high, like something like yesterday, 24 hours ago at 125K, but now it's pulled back, right? So first of all, we really don't want this candle to close like this. We really don't want to see a topping tail like this by Monday, right? By Monday, Asian zone time, or Middle Eastern time, we really want to see this candle close, ideally in the new high, something like 124.4, 124.5 or above. If it closes like this, it looks quite like a topping tail. That's going to be freakish because look at this. There's been a few topping tails, like this one, topping tail, and then boom, down we go. What's another one? Okay, what about back here? Yeah, back here. Okay, this was a topping tail. Right? That was 108K, small top. 109K, major top, down to 47K, bottom, down to 74K bottom, April 7th. And then 122K top, right? That's not quite a top and tail because it got negated with the close above the next day. Yeah, this doesn't look good. Okay? So, and you know what's more freakish here? You know what's even more crazy here? Is that this is, in theory, what they could call a triple top here. So, you have 1, 2, 3, triple top. I wouldn't call this, if this plays out and goes down, I would not call this a shoulder and head pattern because, as I explained in my yesterday's video, the neckline needs to be rising, right? So this neckline is coming down, falling, so it's not a head and shoulders, or we could say shoulder, head, shoulder, but this needs to go much further than this. Right? Maybe break down around here, but if we close today something like even at 123.4, let's say if we can close today at 123.4, it's very significant because that means we closed same height as here. So then you couldn't really say that this is, even then it would negate this shoulder, head, shoulder, because you've got an equal high here or slight high, so that takes out that head. You can't call this a head anymore. Maybe this, at best you could say this is a double head pattern, right? So close above 120 123.4 is really important today. But if we can close above 124.5 today, is majorly important. Really don't want to see something like this, right? A top and tail with a long wick to the top. That'll test everybody's faith. That'll test everybody's faith, especially with the charts I've shown you guys at the start of the video, which shows that we're in kind of a danger zone right now in terms of the 4E cycle. We're going to talk about that today, the 4E cycle. But before we get onto all that, first let's answer the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo He-Man use? Well, Pablo uses exchange that's non-KYC. That means you don't need to show any ID, right? So that means the exchange can't even see who you are. So the exchange can't see you, the IRS can't see you, the tax office can't see you, FBI, CIA, nobody can see you, total privacy. That's why Pablo has made this exclusive prize pool with them, win up to 120,000 US dollars, right? Just by trading, and get 20 US dollars to get 20% bonus just by joining. 20%. Deposit $100, get $20 bonus. Deposit $1,000, get $200 bonus. You get the point, right? And so on it goes. So October 16th, limited time only, folks. Deal finishes on October 16th. October 16th. And if you're watching this on YouTube right now, that's okay. Then the link is in the description below. Link is in the description below. But if you're watching it on another platform, such as this one, that's okay. Just click on my profile page, and there is my link tree or a stand link, and it should be the first deal that pops up when we click on it. So there we go. Because that's a great deal. Let's get back to the markets, folks. But remember, this deal is only on the Pablo He-Man link. It's exclusive 120K. Only on the Pablo He-Man link. So we've spoken about Bitcoin. This will be funny. Triple top with, you've had this top here, right? 109K. And now we just go just a little bit above here. And it'd be funny if it was to top here. So just to reaffirm, let's have a look at a number of the evidence today. What else supports that we're in a topping pattern right now? I'm going to jump out of the crazy crypto cycle, right? Jump out of move beyond the crypto crazies, because Pablo's got class. Pablo's got class. Pablo's going to give you the evidence of what happens in the stock market as well. So this shows us another reason why we could be seeing the top soon, even from the stock market's perspective. Again, here's what they call the Dow theory. Dow theory has actually been battle tested. It has worked over a number of cycles, and basically it compares the Dow Jones, the blue line, to the Dow Jones Transport Index, which is the black line. So first of all, what's the Dow Jones? Dow Jones used to be the most watched stock index in the world. Then was replaced by the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. But it's still quite important because it comprises of the top 30, what they consider industrial stocks, great stocks in the United States, such as, for financials, it would have Goldman Sachs. For industrials, we would have General Electric. And for pharmaceuticals, we would have Johnson & Johnson. For consumers, it would have Walmart, Costco, those ones. So 30 of those, if they move down, if they move up, that's quite significant. That tells you where the US economy is headed. But why compare it to the black line? So one is the Dow Jones, blue. Black is Dow Jones Transportation Index. As per its name, the Dow Jones Transportation Index is basically a group of like 8 to 15 stocks that are in the transportation sector, and basically they tell us if the transportation sector is doing well or not. And what they have found in the Dow theory is that every time basically before a major recession or bear market comes, the transportation index turns down first, right? This was, for example, the 2020 E2000 top, .com bubble, E2000 top. This is where we are now, 2025, and many people compare us to the E2000, including myself, because that was the .com bubble. And now, right now, today, I think we're in an AI bubble. So here's the thing: why transportation index? And I hope folks understand that. Again, I don't think I need to explain this so many times. If Dow Jones tops, that means the S&P 500 tops. They pretty much go same time. Every time S&P 500 and then therefore Dow Jones have topped and turned down. Basically, crypto tops and goes into a major bear market. Seriously, you do not believe that if Nasdaq and SP 500 turns down into a major bear market, that Bitcoin could even survive that, right? That's never happened before. I bet it doesn't happen this time either. Mark my words. I'll say that again, right? If Nasdaq and SP 500 turns into a bear market this time, Bitcoin's not going to survive either. Major bear market as well. Mark my words for that. So then the question is, has the stock market turned down? Has Bitcoin hit its major 4E cycle date? So here is basically we see in the E2000, Dow Jones kept on going, but the transportation index turned down. Here, transportation index kind of turned down. Like we just needed to dip down here in the next 3 or 4 weeks, whilst the blue line, Dow Jones, keeps on going up, and that tells us that essentially the economy is turned down, because the transportation is like everything. One of the Alan Greenspan, the famous Federal Reserve chairman, used to call up FedEx and ask how their orders are. He uses that as an indicator, right? It's transportation. It basically precedes everything, gives you early signals on where the economy is going. So if packages and concrete or materials are not even being posted, being delivered, and transportation sector has been in major trouble lately. So that's one indicator as well. But that doesn't tell us that divergence. Look at this. This played out for what, like a year? Since the divergence around July here. This is July. This is 1 year, and this is like 1.5 years it played out. So since the divergence here was start of 2025, we're now 8 months, right, into this 9 months into this divergence. This thing lasted 1.5 years. So by this theory, we're definitely in trouble, but we could still be a month away. But why did I say at the start of the video that this was the top? There are two ways to look at it. Signals, cycle theory saying we have top today. So here's the thing. If we measure from the exact low, date of the exact low, 35 bars or 35 weeks out, which is 1,065 days, from the 2014 bottom to the from the 2016 bottom to the 2017 top, it was exactly these are monthly bars. Sorry. Yeah. Basically from 2015 bottom to 2017 top, exactly 165 days. Exactly. Then from the 2019 bottom to 2021 top, we all remember this one. This was 64K top. This was 69K top, right? Double top last cycle. This was the exactly 166 days. And now if we take the exact low from November 2022, many of you were in the Discord with me when Bitcoin hit 15.5K, and now it's been exactly 35 weeks or 165 days is today, or Monday, the October 6th. And judging by these previous patterns, right, Bitcoin topped within 1 day. Like this was 1,065 days, this was 1,066 days, and now we've just hit 1,065 days. So according to this theory, we topped this week. There isn't much evidence to suggest this, except that, well, why? But why? The question is, why should we top exactly 1,065 days after the major bottom? Well, it's probably got something to do with the 4-year cycle, right? Because it's basically 35 months, which is just 1 month shy of 3 years. 3 years, 36 months. You have a top. So it's another way of measuring the 4-year cycle. Here's a more direct way of measuring the 4-year cycle. So here we are. As I've shown you guys, we start off at zero. This is when Bitcoin has its halving. This is the 2012 cycle, the very first cycle. It topped way early, right? But since then, it's basically been about 533 days, right? 2017 top, 2021 top, and 2025 we're here. Do we top here? Like the thing is that these actually look like tops. Like look at this, blow off top, This is double top. With the double top, it even at least still had this massive move up from 28K to 69K last top. Right now, we're just going this triple top at for many weeks at this 125K area, right? And the more you look at, the more you think this just looks like an area consolidation. This looks like bull flag, and we could go up another leg. But we need evidence to support this. We need evidence to support this. This is another way of showing basically days from the halving. Days from the halving. After the halving, basically 2012 top, 2017 top, see here, 2021 top, see, we're in this zone, and this is where we are right now. This just, I still don't lean towards this triple top theory. I think we'll get one more crazy leg up, still have time, right? I have been saying that I think we top between September to November this year. September to November this year, and if today, you know, Monday, October 6th, if we get the top here, somewhere in the next few weeks, then my theory still works out to be correct. How likely do we think this will play out though? Let's be realistic. Let's have a look at a few other indicators. So here, for example, is the bull market peak signal. It's got 30 indicators. I've shown you guys this a number of times, right? It's got a number of indicators such as, you know, the pi cycle top indicator, pure multiple Bitcoin rainbow chart, right? The MVRV Z score, yeah, that's always been a good one. It's just altcoin season index. This one used to be red. This was the only one that actually turned on because altcoin season was really running. But now even this is back to 92%. A lot of these, right, are nowhere near going red. When it goes red, it's kind of like when it's 98, 99%. Like this is 92%, 90%, 88, 77, 85, 87, 90. They're not even close yet. There's none of them has flashed yet, right? Look at this MVRV, for example. Okay, here's the chart that we've looked at before. It's been a very useful chart of telling us that when the Bitcoin tops are, let's see, have a look. Since 2017. So basically, the yellow is the price. Yellow is the price of Bitcoin, right? And the green is the Bitcoin MVRV Z score. What happens with the green is that we can see this top 2017 top here. It made a massive spike, and here, massive spike. At least that timed the top at 60 to 64K, the first top in Bitcoin really well. Second one didn't really go up much, but it was still a big move. This was the 69K top. Here now we're at 125K and just pulled back from a few hours ago. But look, it's just been in this sideways range, this MVRV Z score. It looks, compared to the previous, like this does look toppish. This looks toppish. I mean, this maybe looks toppish. We're now in the same range as we were when price was at 69K. We're way lower than 64K top and the 20K top of 2017. And here's the thing, like, it just looks like we're in a see the green MVRV score is in a sideways chop. It looks like we're in a consolidation zone. And the two previous time it topped, when it was in this zone, it marked a local top. Look, say local top at 673K Bitcoin, and then we came down to 49K, right? See that one? Then Trump wins election, boom, run up, marks the top 108K, 109K. Then we come down to 74K, and then boom, another high up, 123, 124K top, and now we back off a little more. It's just I can show you guys more charts, but so far none of these are indicating top here. I do think that 4E, we can't fade the 4E cycle. It can still happen, But does it happen like on the exact day, exactly 166 days? Does it happen in that exact week, 35 weeks? What if we just miss it by like even 1 month? You know how it's 35 bars, 35 weeks every time? Remember I showed you guys? 35 bars, which means, 31 bars. 35 bars, which is exactly 35 months since the low to the high, right? People say this time is different. Well, let's say if it wasn't this exactly different this time, say if it was the same, what if we miss it by 1 bar? What if it wasn't 35 bars? Instead of 35 bars, what if this time is 36 bars? Then we have another 31, 32 days, right? Another 4.5 weeks. A lot can happen. Right? Bitcoin can run to 140 to 160K, which has been my target in that zone. And then alts can have their altcoin season. Alts can have altcoin season even as Bitcoin is topping. That say if this theory is correct and plays out again, Bitcoin tops in the next few 2 or 3 weeks, or even 6-7 weeks. That could easily happen. If that happens, altcoin season doesn't really even start, like the crazy part of altcoin season where everything just moons, doesn't even really start until Bitcoin is like in the week of topping, right? That could actually happen. The more relevant chart that I think we should be keeping an eye on is actually this one. Total market cap except Bitcoin. This is of all the alts, of all the altcoins. And this is quite something. Look at this. 2021 top, right? 2024 Trump election top. And now we've just been flirting this. This is cup and handle of a massive scale, cup and handle. And we've confirmed above again. Last time we confirmed was a fake out, but as I said, I think it's going to bounce off this 1.45T level. It bounced at 1.47, just ahead of my call, and then we've confirmed at this 1.69T, right, with the closing on Sunday, and then boom, I think old season. If Bitcoin does its 4-year top here within this week or next week or within this month, then alts can do some sort of run like this, and that's the altcoin season. We just have to play it year by year. I'm not. I don't think it's today. I don't think it's this week, but it could be very close now, right? We just have to play it by ear. Like that's why I'm gonna make more of these updates for you guys. It could be 3 months from now, right? Could be 3 months from now. That's the top. So we just have to watch it very carefully. See, look at what the signs are. So stay tuned. Pablo will keep you informed. Okay, catch you guys next episode.